All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am an overweight man, and what I like to do as an overweight man is I like to analyze how the perceptions of fatness have changed throughout the decades. Like I was watching TV and I found the old movie Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and when I turn it on, they bring out the character Augustus Gloop. Now, if you're not familiar, the character of Augustus Gloop is supposed to be the fattest little boy who has ever lived. And he's not that fucking fat, like, anymore. He's like 100 pounds at age, like, 12, which is certainly doughy. But we wouldn't, if he was the fattest boy in the world, we wouldn't be like, oh my god, epidemic, get that boy a salad. But like 1970, he walked in the casting office and they were like, done! There, gentlemen, we have our Augustus. There we go. That is the fattest little boy we've ever seen. They're not going to make him that much fatter. Would you like some pizza? Today, they'd have to, like, bring out a kid in like a hospital bed and be like, this is Augustus. The fat cut off the circulation in his feet so he can't walk, but he loves your chocolate, Mr. Wonka. He loves your chocolate. You better have a hospital ramp on this chocolate factory, Mr. Wonka. You're going to hear from our lawyers. Oh, that poor, obese German boy. I myself actually am German. My last name is Wienecke, that's German, and I've recently been like analyzing my family history and like what my last name means, because it's always interesting to find out where you come from and what, who your stock is. And I looked into it, and my last name is Wienecke, which translates to descendants of Wigman the Warrior, which, yeah, badass. It's awesome. However, it doesn't make any fucking sense. I'm not that awesome. But I looked into my mother's last name, and her maiden name is Brzezinski, which translates to of the birch forest, which is the lamest shit I've ever heard. That just means there were some people who lived in the birch forest, and they hung out doing birch forest shit, maybe drinking some tea made out of bark, I don't know. And that's what they called them. And also, that's the laziest shit in the world. Of the birch forest. That just means there were some two dudes hanging out in town one day like, hey, there's these people who keep coming to town from the birch forest. What do we call them? How about the word that means of the birch forest? Alright. We gotta keep an eye on those birch forest people. One of them fucked a German warrior last week. He is not happy about that. I just graduated college, which is great. But I'm not, I'm going to miss it, but, not so much, because all my friends were really handsome dudes, and they didn't have real problems. Like, they'd come to me and say, oh, Luke, these 3 girls have been texting me all day, it's so annoying. Or, Luke, I went to this girl's place, all we did was make out. Or the worst was, oh, Luke, I went to this girl's place, all she did was give me a hand job. It was bullshit. Oh, no. That sounds terrible. Hold on, wait, let's back up a little bit. You went to this girl's place and she touched your penis until it awesomely ejaculated. You should never call that bitch again. That is rude. No one gives a shit about your handsome man problems. I don't complain about my fat man problems all day. Like, oh man, my legs have chafing together all day. It's so annoying. You guys relate. Why don't you go to a kid in Africa and say, oh man, hey little buddy, you're looking a little dry, you know what? I've got too much water. What am I going to do with all this water? I guess I'll throw it away. Also, what I'm not going to miss is that I had to live in a dorm last year. Dorms are already crappy, it was crappy, but then I learned that my roommate was a Native American, so I slowly started taking away the room from him. I know it's kind of fucked up because he moved in first and shit. But then I got a cold and he died. So. Oh, it's not my fault. They have weak immune systems and manifest destiny and all that. All right, you guys have been great. So I'm gonna do something special for you all. And by special I mean I do it every set. We're gonna play a game. The game is called Would You Date Beyonce If? And the way the game works, sir, what is your name?
Christian.
Christian, what do you do?
I work at FedEx.
You work at FedEx. Sounds successful. Okay. So, Christian, Beyonce, the popular music singer, you're aware of the existence of Miss Beyonce?
Yes.
Good. It helps for this game. Beyonce comes to you and says, Christian, I'm tired of Jay-Z and his billions of dollars, and I send out so much fan mail. I want discounts on postage and stamps. And I want you, but... And then she tells you something that's terribly wrong with her. And you have to decide whether or not you would date Beyonce if this is true. And there's a trick to this game, and this is not an opinion thing. There's a right and wrong answer. And I happen to have here the official Would You Date Beyonce If book. Would You Date Beyonce If, the official guide to America's hottest Beyonce-related game. So here we go. We're going to start out easy, we're going to get hard. Okay. Would you date Beyonce if she only let you wear overalls? Now think about it. It sounds kind of easy at first, but then, it'll be like day 100. You come downstairs, you want to wear a nice pair of slacks that day. And she's like, honey, where are your overalls? And you're like, they're in the wash. And she's like, oh, how convenient. I happen to have a new pair right here for you. And you're like, I love these things. These are great. What do you say, Christian?
I say yes.
You say yes? Correct. Correct. You're good at this. Yes. Round of applause, I guess. All right. Let me okay, here's a good one. Would you date Beyonce if she was constantly getting stuck in trees? Like you come home from work and she's just perched like, and you're like, honey, what the fuck? We talked about this. I put a ladder. Okay, you knocked down the ladder. Okay. All right. What do you say, Christian? Correct! Have you played this before? You're picking up on it really easy. So a lot of people don't pick up on this easily. Alright. Okay. Would you date Beyonce if she made you look at all of her shits? Like you're hanging out downstairs watching the game and she's like, honey, come quick, and you think it's some kind of emergency and you get upstairs and she's like, fuck. That's gross, honey. What the fuck? What do you say, Christian? Correct! The answer is always yes, by the way. That's how the game works. Yes, you would date Beyonce if the back of the book is just a bunch of yeses for the answer, too. Seems like a waste of paper to me, but I don't know. I didn't make this game. Alright, last one. Would you date Beyonce if she had no arms and no legs, and all that she talked about was the fact that she had no arms and no legs? Like, you're like, honey, what do you want for dinner? And she's like, I got no arms and no legs. You're like, I know. We deal with this all the time. This is the thing we deal with. I'm fucking hungry. What do you say, Christian?
I say yes.
Correct! Christian is the champion. He is so good at this. That was Would You Date Beyonce If. Watch out, there's some bootleg versions. There's Might You Court Beyonce Still. And sometimes the answer is no. What the fuck is that shit? It's terrible. All right, I'm Luke Wienecke. Thank you very much. Let's hear it for Justin and Gil.